I was thinking about what I have talked about in a few previous videos, but I didn't fully go into it. This idea of what I felt within me, this pattern of trying to coerce a man to chase me. And as soon as I moved into that masculine energy of like, oh, choosing him and wanting him to turn around and use that masculine energy towards me, and me realizing, oh, so this is the kind of attitude that I've had, where the feminine energy is receptive. It doesn't initiate like that. And so you can't force the masculine to take action like that. All you can do is either sit in your feminine energy and be receptive to whatever comes your way, whether you want it or not, or you can be the active masculine energy and do the pursuing yourself, in which case you can't expect to be met with a masculine energy that then pursues you. And there was so much wrapped up in all the ideas and perspectives that I had towards romance. And what came up in me, like, for example, some of the thoughts that came up for me was I would imagine this guy with another woman enjoying life, and I would feel jealous and upset, and I would interpret that as me not feeling good enough, feeling unimportant, discarded, abandoned. And also this kind of energy where, oh, like I can't give him my attention unless he does X, Y, Z. And also feeling angry, like when he would be friendly and nice to me or give me a compliment, is he trying to get some of my energy while he has a girlfriend? And then feel angry at him. So there's all these self-protection mechanisms, all these stories. And actually last week I sat in the chair that he usually sits in because he wasn't there that day. And I imagined sitting in the chair from his perspective, and it was this feeling of being really vulnerable and open, almost like open and vulnerable to attack. It was a painful feeling. It was really uncomfortable, and I got out of the chair and sat somewhere else because I was like, oh, I was feeling a little too much compassion for him. Like there's all these mixed up feelings. And this goes back to the 3 realities that I talked about in an earlier video. So there's these stories that my ego is wrapped up in. Like, oh, he should try to be my friend. Of course, there's all these imaginary stories that he likes me so much, and there's this other story that he has a girlfriend, and and if we want to talk about he should be my friend, well, I didn't try to be his friend. But this is back to the ego, where it's like creating this false sense of injustice for its own kind of self-importance, but it's really in a distorted way. And I was so triggered by the story about him having a girlfriend and me not being valuable enough for him that I couldn't be his friend. I couldn't ask him how he was doing. Something simple as that. There were ideas about how he needed to never have a girlfriend before me and be the only person he's ever loved. And maybe you can set that intention before you meet someone, but this is strange in this situation. So there's all these rules in my mind, and opening my heart to someone felt terrifying because it felt like my heart was being like yanked open just by being in the presence of this person. So to keep myself safe, why not create all these reasons to keep my heart closed? I can't open my heart unless he reciprocates my feelings, or that he's definitely single and has always been single. Kind of these almost impossible rules are to, these almost impossible rules to expect, that if I look closely, they don't really matter. What really matters there is the pattern that's trying to protect itself at all costs. Doesn't matter what kind of faulty logic it needs to go through to get there. And I shifted. I shifted into a space. Can I just be his friend? Can I ask him how his day is doing? Can I show some interest in him about his interests and hobbies? In a way where it's not me trying to get attention from him to validate me. Can I do that even if he does have a girlfriend? Can that be okay? Can it be okay if he doesn't have feelings for me, that even if he did have feelings for me, that he's not going to be loyal to me forever and ever? Can I be a space of love big enough that I can handle being rejected? Can I compliment him without needing something in return or being upset that I didn't get anything in return even though I complimented him? Can I provide a space, emotional space of love rather than the anger and resentment and bitterness that I have been feeling? Can I open my heart without having it mean that that can devalue my worth? And that's kind of what rejection meant in this story, that I'm worthless, which is really a kind of paradigm or belief that comes from within, that finds some external reason to justify it. Can I be triggered and not project that onto someone else? And even though I've known that all of this junk has been really immature, all these junky thoughts, it takes that level of awareness, it takes that level of willingness to actually be able to integrate all of those fears that are driving those thoughts, find peace, and really act in a way that is true and authentic to yourself.